Hello there guys, my name is Jay or EP28 and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers with me. And so today's Thursday, it's like 20 past 8 as I'm recording this at night, and there doesn't seem to be an update video release thing or an update for the game today, unfortunately. But by the looks of it, next week there'll be something big coming out because they are looking at revamping the survival aspect of the game. Because there's a lot of things that people don't get or understand. So I'm going to do a bit of building and a bit of talking through this ship and stuff. And I'm also going to show you the new bomber that I'm working on, but it doesn't work basically, and I'm working on a new version that could have a bit more of a punch. So with Predcorp, whatever I call it, with the company, basically I started working on a new series of ships, which are basically bombers. So these things are designed to basically fly in, drop a few bombs that are either gravity powered or like torpedoes and whatnot, and basically just cause havoc with the enemy and maybe put a hole in the ship. Now this ship is like a lot more, you know, clear as day to them to see, so I may put like a really cool camouflage on this, but I'm unsure at the moment. But this ship does feature a lot of things, so if I go like this and look underneath, you'll see there's like a hatch, or what could be a hatch under there. If I go G, no, if I go, I'm forgetting all the controls now, my god. So the way this works is you have the bomb bay door, which you have to release all landing gears for, and then basically open it. So if I turn that to reverse, it should swing open. It wasn't turned on, that's why. So this swings open a bit laggily. I think that's something to do with the landing gears, in all fairness. But basically this opens up and allows the bombs to be dropped. Now these are attached by a merge block, so they won't rock around in the ship, and they are pretty close to the actual door, so I may convert that to heavy armor, but this is just a concept at the moment, and I will work it out a bit more. But basically these are set to have artificial mass blocks on their own ship. They have their own power. That's the only issue with them. You will need a little bit of power just to keep the artificial mass block running until it hits the enemy, so that may be an issue. But the way it works is you have an arming system, which basically when you arm them it turns on the artificial mass blocks. So if I do this, as you can see, that artificial mass block is on. There's also another cool little feature if I open up the back door, so cargo door controls and open. You'll probably see there's like a few lights, and there's actually an oddly coloured green coming out of that. That's because I've actually colour coded stuff and set the colours to change as they are, you know, armed and disarmed, so these will turn on and off. Now it goes green, amber, red, and when you get to red it basically means that everything's armed and you're ready to drop the hurt basically. So I have 3 of them, and again it's all using the grouping feature to allow me to, you know, turn things off and on simultaneously. And then I have the bombs away, which is basically just a release of said bombs, and they do actually drop in a pretty straight line, which is kind of cool. Again, it's got the same features as before. It's got landing gears up and down. It's got your cargo attachment and things like that. So a lot of it is very standard. The only thing that's really different is that bottom door and the, you know, the actual interior, because the way I've kind of designed this is you'd have like 3 crew members, you know, sitting inside the ship waiting for them to get called into action. They'd then come into action and would be told to arm the bomb. So they'd come over to one of these control panels, I made another one, and basically be told to arm the bombs and get ready to drop them. I don't know why there's a gap here, maybe that's where I was standing. Curious. I'm just going to change this here. There we go. So that's basically the concept behind it. And again, you've got this back door, so you can sort of, you know, jump in, jump out, quick release of the troops and whatnot, so they can parachute down or whatever, or just jetpack out of there if the ship's going to be blown up, because this ship, as you notice, doesn't have any defense. It's purely just for bombing, just running in, trying to hit the target and running off again. It's a little bit nippier than the 150 series. This one, I'm going to call this the 161. But the 150 series aren't as nippy because they have a lot more contained within them, and they're a bit slower because they're cargo ships. This one has a bit more manoeuvrability, but not as, it's not, you know, super quick or responsive. What I am going to do is I have this saved, so what I am going to do is I'm basically going to drop the hurt on that over there, on that ship I've started to build, and then I'll reload the world and talk about it some more. Shall I? Actually, I'll do that at the end. I'll come and show you the new design. I'm kind of going more of a symmetrical design with this one, so it's a lot harder to sort of load up and things, but what I am looking at doing is having the front of the ship basically like 3 sections that you can detach, and they're basically rockets, so those can be like launched out, and or maybe even a big one in the middle, and that can be launched out, or you can fly the ship directly into a, you know, a large ship and maybe cause some dents. But that's basically the idea. I kind of like the way I've done the engines, because they're kind of, you know, come out and they're a bit more prominent, the large engines, and I would suspect this ship would be very fast once it's built, because this back end I'm going to look at doing some crazy fandangled doors that actually fold like down and then down again, so you can kind of walk up and go inwards sort of thing. So those will be quite finicky to do, but I'm going to hopefully look at doing something like that, or maybe just build the same sort of cargo doors as you've seen on that. But you know, in terms of bombers, again, this one has got like 6 machine guns, so I'm trying to make it a bit more, like, you know, got a bit more of a bite to it. But in terms of landing gear and things, I haven't even thought about that yet, because that ship over there, I was thinking things through as I, you know, I actually had a big plan of how to do things. But with this one, I kind of just gone a bit more out there and a bit crazier, and I haven't really thought about landing gear, because I want to introduce foldable landing gear to everything I make, to make it realistic to the time. But if they have to be constantly jutting out landing gears, I don't mind. It's just a preference for myself. That's basically the ship, and I'm going to now bomb the crap into it using this bomber. It's very effective against small ships, but again, small ships to large ships aren't very effective, unfortunately. They're very clumsy, to say the least. So if we go K, and we're just going to turn all the lights off just to reduce lag for now. Let's go K, and we've got all the bombs ready, and we're basically just going to take off. So if I go K again and unlock the landing gears, and now I have noticed it only does this with the landing gears, but it for some reason doesn't group the landing gears as I want them, and it'll delete them automatically, which is weird. So it's unlocked everything from there. We'll fold in the landing gear, why not? Landing gear up and down, reverse, there we go. So the landing gear is moving in, and we'll shut the cargo door as well, that may be a good idea. So cargo doors, control, there we go. So the ship is fully ready. Also, that back door now has a lock-in point, so as you see that landing gear at the back end goes yellow. And that's basically just for my own purposes, just because I wanted to make sure the ship had some sort of locking mechanism when it's parked, because there's a weird little bug where, well, I don't think it's a bug, but they basically reverse when you turn the engines off, so the doors open again, and you don't really want that. But this ship actually gets up to nice speeds. Does it slow down very quickly? Yeah, it does as well, oh my god. So in terms of, you know, speed specs, this is actually pretty decent. And I want to arm all 3 bombs, so let's arm them. Now we have the lights that are on, and as you can see they give like a rainbow effect, just so you know. That may be a bit of a giveaway to the enemy that, you know, that the ship is armed and ready to kill, but that's one of the things you got to deal with, because when they see the cargo, you know, the door open at the bottom, or the bomb bay doors, they'll just be like, oh, he's ready. So either way, you're gonna know that this ship is ready to bomb something. So we're just gonna halt ourselves here and move in for the kill. Now, the way you've got to do this is you've got to be pretty damn quick off the mark. Reasons are because you can very easily drop the bombs at the wrong point, and you have to be right over the top of something. So, you know, it's a very slow process to get there. Kind of reminds me of Avatar with a large ship that they had. So, bombs away. So, I'm gonna guess there. So, as you can see, we dropped the bombs, and I missed epically. So that would be down to a pilot, you know, wanting to, that would be down to somebody else to drop the bombs, because the pilot just simply cannot do it. That's basically what it looks like. I know I haven't caused a lot of damage, and I know you guys want to see me crash it, so I'm going to crash it into one of these platforms. And we're just basically going to crash it. I haven't actually done a crash test with this. I know the front end of the ship would actually destroy, because it just isn't capable of maintaining the pilots because there's no heavy armor. So prepare. Let's see if I can actually aim for it. And contact. Boom! There we go. So that was a bit of a crash test. Now, wow. So we lost the complete front end of the ship. We can still walk in the ship, which is actually pretty cool. Do we still have power to open up the back door? Control panel. Oh, look at that we do as well. So I can open the back door and easily, like, run out if you know. Jump. So, you know, so if you flew out, you'd be like, oh my god. But look at that damage. For that to penetrate that many blocks as a small ship is actually pretty scary. So that may just prove a point of mine, that I may make ships that can ram as well and just go into like suicide mode. But as I said, the pilots cannot sustain life in a crash because they're right at the front of the ship, which could be an issue, but it's pretty standard for most ships. So I'm going to stop blabbering on. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and hopefully can give me some ideas on bombers, because I'm not as attuned to bombers as I was cargo ships. So please, you know, drop us a comment telling us some of your ideas and thoughts. I'll have to play around with them, see if they work. But for now, I've been Gimpy Dwarf, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Sorry there's no update, I can't really help that, that's down to the developers. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, please like, favourite, and of course subscribe. The button is at the end, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!